I got me a big knob. What's good, y'all? Thanks again for joining me on another episode of our vlog. I'm Elijah, part of the Ops Media Group, and today I got a Mackie Big Knob, a passive Mackie Big Knob. This is actually a 2-monitor controller, so you could actually control 2 monitors by switching them. The reason why I wanted to get this Mackie Big Knob is because I have a pair of M-Audio BX monitors that I want to use with my current setup, and I just wanted something that was clean, transparent, and I could easily switch between. So I did some searching on Amazon and I found this Mackie Big Knob. I did not know they made a passive version of the knob. I do know that they had a more expensive version of this. This is only like 70 bucks, which is why I liked it. And it pretty much just does everything that I wanted to do. So it switches between 2 monitor outputs, and you have a mute, you have a dim, you have a mono selection, and you have a big knob. That's really cool, especially if I really want to do some on-the-fly monitor changes really quickly. So I'm gonna open this up, and then I'm gonna set up my monitoring situation up a little bit differently, and then I'm gonna show you my process of how I set up my reference levels for my monitors. So you'll be able to see that. Yeah, let's actually get into it. Let's open this box up and let's see how it is. I'm actually excited. I never seen this in person, so let's do that. It's like Christmas all over again. That's how I feel whenever I get an Amazon package. All right. Oh yeah, so what do we have here? Oh, it actually comes with Traction music production software. I don't think I'll ever use that, but it does have that. Quick start guide. Don't need that. Okay. You have an 1/8 inch cable, and then you have the big knob. I'm kind of surprised. It's actually pretty hefty. It has some weight to it. Yeah, the build quality is actually pretty good for being a Mackie product. Like back in my day, Mackie products weren't the best high quality stuff. They were kind of cheap. By no means does this feel cheap at all. Oh, wow, and the knob actually has some good weight to it. It's actually smooth. But yeah, it's actually like a metal knob. I thought it was gonna be like a cheap plastic knob. The only gripe that I have, that I can see right now, is it doesn't have indentions or markings, which would have been helpful. 2 source inputs, 2 source outputs, all TRS jacks in the back. You have your source selection here, which is cool. Monitor selection, a mono for mono monitoring, mute, and a dim. I'm assuming that's going to be like 20 dB or something for dim. But let's just see how it performs. I want to make sure it's transparent and doesn't add a lot of hiss or noise, because I know it should pass some sort of noise, but hopefully not a lot, and hopefully it's built to a better specification for it being a Mackie product, which isn't too bad. But other than that, I like the way it looks. It's a metal construction overall. It's pretty dope. I like it. Oh yeah, and I see where the 1/8 inch would come in handy. Yeah, so you could just plug in like an iPhone and then switch between the sources. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna rearrange my setup really quick, and then let's shoot some levels. So let's do this. So next what I'm going to do is pretty much set my reference levels for my monitors behind me, so both monitors. And the point of doing this is to always just have a reference level that you can go to while you're mixing or mastering, and then you'll always have very consistent mixes or masters from then on out. The standard is pretty much you use a pink noise tone that you could generate from either Pro Tools, or you could actually get something off of the web, which I'll put a link below. And then you measure the SPL level in dB, and the way you measure is using an SPL meter like this. The one that I have is from Galaxy Audio. It's called the Checkmate, But pretty much you could buy one off of Amazon, or you could use apps nowadays. I like to just use a real professional style SPL. So the standard for the SPL measurement, once you play that pink noise signal, is either going to be 85 or 83 dB SPL. So that's what you would normally shoot in a larger room, a more professional recording studio, or even like a cinema auditorium. But since my room is way smaller than any of those and not acoustically treated, I'm going to be shooting for 76 dB SPL. And I'll put a link below of the reference that I used, which is an article from Sound on Sound magazine. And it's a good thorough read. Definitely check it out. And I'll also put a link to Bob Katz's measuring techniques as well. There's a ton of information on how to calibrate and types of measurements and things like that. So I suggest you read up and gain some knowledge on all of that. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm gonna open up FL Studio. We're gonna play some pink noise and we're gonna do some measurements. So let's do this. So first what I do is drop in the pink noise signal into FL Studio, and this could go into any DAW pretty much. I wanted to calibrate my Sony floor standing speakers first, so I selected them using the monitor select button. Then next I'll set an arbitrary position for the knob so I'll know where my zero reference is at. Then I adjust the amplifier trims for the left speaker first and then the right speaker to about 72 decibels. Do this while you're playing back the pink noise from your DAW. Also, make sure your SPL meter is set for C weighting with a slow response. And then when playing back this pink noise combined, it should measure 76. Then I do the whole process over again with the M Audio speakers. You want to try to get both monitors relatively within the same level. And then after that, the fun part. Go ahead and listen to some reference tracks you're used to. So there you have it. I'm pretty satisfied with the big knob. It's pretty dope. I can't hear any coloring or anything. It sounds very transparent and the noise floor is very low, so you don't even hear any hiss or anything like that. And it's so dope to just switch between the two monitors, because now it's like I could hear the real difference between the Sonys and the M Audios like very blatantly, and it's like it's cool now to have two references when I'm mixing and mastering. So hopefully overall this will improve my production process, and I highly recommend it for adding it to your for any studio setup. Actually, for the price, for $70, it's actually a steal. So it's a great addition. It looks dope, has a great feel to it, just a great big knob to control your level. So hopefully that video was helpful, and if you have any questions about anything in this video, please feel free to hit me up. And again, thank you for joining on another episode. Please like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.